Hey guys, it's Babypowder, and we're back with another one of our clean out videos for our 200 run series part 2. And this is going to be week 28. In week 28, we just finished our last week of islands. So we're looking to see if we sold any of those items or from any of the previous weeks. So just really looking for some island stuff. Of course, always looking to see if we sold anything from our previous farms as well. And with that, getting into our review here and how well we're doing. Well, we've already reached our goal, so we've been done before we even started islands actually, but we're going to keep it going to go ahead and just finish out everything we had listed. As you know, I mentioned before, at the end of last week's clean out, we did actually move Shattered Halls to where we were doing that solo instead of doing both the Mechanar and Shattered Halls together, so that I could continue to work towards the goal of finishing our 1,000 run series dungeon that we're doing right now, which is LBRS. So still making progress in there as well. As far as last week though, it was a pretty good week. We actually made 539,817 gold last week, so really good. Not our best, but honestly we're only aiming for like 200,000, so anything above that is good. That did bring us to a grand total. Now we've made 11,777,000 gold in this series in 27 weeks. So I mean, this will be the 28th week, so we'll have to see how much more we can build on that now. That puts us 1,777,000 gold above our goal, so really good. Still, we hadn't reached our goal yet with our first series. We were only sitting at 7,558,000 gold at the end of our week 28 clean out. So no matter what we make today, it's going to be good. We're still going to be above series 1, and though we still want to try to aim for at least 200,000, and we'd like to even beat series 1's clean out, which was 319,000 this week. So they actually had a pretty decent week as well. They were up way above that 200,000 as well. As far as our realms, Proudmoore and Thrall, those are the two realms that we are doing this on. Proudmoore actually did make less than Thrall last week, but it was very minimal. It was 265,000 from Proudmoore, 273,000 from Thrall, so not even 10,000 gold difference there. Though Thrall now has been leading with 6,122,000 they've made us so far in this series, and Proudmoore has made us 5,655,000. As far as where we're getting our gold from, we have made the majority of it with transmog alone, making us 538,000 of that amount last week. So pretty much everything was transmog last week. Very minimal amount was from our pets. We really didn't have any materials last week at all. With that, we have now made 10,432,000 with just transmog, and our material slash pets that we get from islands and things has actually made us 1,345,000. So still a good amount of extra gold we're getting from that. Going back to series 1 though, as far as those items, we have moved those to 2 different realms, but we are still tracking them to see how much passive gold we are making. What I mean by that is I still do have to post the items up on the auction house, but I'm not adding anything new to it. We actually gathered so much stuff in series 1, and we've gathered so much in this one, we can pretty much do the exact same thing there for a while. So that's why after the series I may actually work on some other things other than the 1,000 run series. But with that, we made 226,854 gold from those series 1 items, which is really good seeing this passive gold. And last week they actually made us 533,000, so a lot of gold still being made. Not every week is like that though, because they are dwindling down a little bit, but they still have quite a bit of stock left to go. So I still feel like they can make us some good gold here for a while to come. So far since we've started the series, they have now made us 8,767,000 gold with those passive, the passive gold that we're getting from those 2 new realms. But anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much going to wrap this one up as far as the review goes. I think it's about time we get to our bake-offs and see how much gold we made this week, right? But before we do, if you do like these videos, please smash that big thumbs up. Lets me know that you like it. Also helps out the channel. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you do not miss the next one, or possibly the loot video, so you can actually see these items that we're getting before we actually post them and where they're coming from. But anyway, guys, we'll do this as we always do. We'll first start off with Proudmore. We'll check out the low value transmog and the high value where the exciting items are. And then we'll check out the materials, which really is just going to be pets this week if we sold any. And then we'll do the exact same thing for Thrall. All right, so low value transmog for Proudmore. How do you know what we're aiming for here is for somewhere between 30 to 40,000. That will be with both our low value bank costs, and we want to have at least 1,000 gold average per sale, which means if we have 30 sales, we want at least 30,000, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in and see if they have any sales. And we do. We have 38 sales, 57,268 gold. So we are above both those parameters, which is really good. We're over 38,000 with 38 sales, and we are over 30 or 40,000 with 57,000, right? So really good. We do have some lowies here, but we have enough, high value sales, or for our low value items anyway. High value for that. It's not high value items, but enough to bring up that average. So anyway, first up here we have one of the Nat Pagel books, actually getting a decent value, almost 12,000 for this one, 11,771 gold. We also have a plundered Hosen Chieftain staff. Actually skipped over one here, but 2,000 gold. That actually, of course, came from doing islands. Prospector's chest piece sold for almost 4,000 gold here. Not bad. We also sold Celestial hand wraps for 9,300. And then we sold Incise Broad Axe for 1,100. That, of course, came from doing Iron Docks. And then plundered Molten Reaper, also islands, 4,200. That was the Molten Reaper that we got a ton of on like every single week of islands. So some of the items are different with the different weeks. That's why we do 3 different weeks, because different boxes and different islands that you're doing. But some of the items are the same, and we did get that item pretty much in every single week that we did, which is good because it's a really fast seller. Another steel claymore here sold for almost 4,000. Another steel, is that going to be BC? I'm not sure. It's just a low value item though, but pretty decent sell for a low value item. All right, so now on to our high value transmog, and this is where we want to have at least 10,000 average per sale and at least 100,000 gold, because if we can get 100,000 on both of our high value bank costs, that's at least our 200,000, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look, see how Proudmore did. And we have 5 sales. 56,469 gold. So now they did make that parameter of 10,000 gold average per sale, but again, it's under the 100,000. So it's not horrible, but it's not where we really want to be. It means that we need to, well, I guess with them making over 50,000 with their low value transmog, they did actually kind of get us at least to the 100,000. So we might still at least hit our 200,000 as long as Thrall did okay as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look here. We've got the plundered Tainted Scarab plundered Tainted Scarab staff here for 14,249 gold. Still haven't completely got my voice back, guys. You probably can tell, but yeah, I can't believe it's been so long now. But anyway, Black Malice sold for 18,000 gold. Also sold the pattern for the Swift Flight bracers from Northern Diremall, 1,900. Still, those are very low. We get so many of those, so not a big deal selling that one kind of low. Saltstone legs sold for only 14,000, and then Bloodmane Great Sword, which would be from Bloodmane though I think is from Skyreach, 7,500 for that one. All right, guys, so now it's our last bank alt for Proudmore. It's going to be our materials. Well, now it's just our pets bank alt until we get into some more farms other than islands. And let's see how well they did. Now, they didn't do too good last week. We got 18 sales, 18,083 gold. So really good, actually. That's 1,000 average per sale. So actually way better than everything that we got from our pets last week with both realms, right? So anyway, let's start off here with our first one. We got the Octopode Fry for 1,700. Not bad. We got the Scuttle Pet for 13, almost 1,400. Cod Light Surf Runner pet for that's a mouthful, over 4,700 gold there for that one. And then we also have the Lord Wolfington pet for 3,800, and then a Rotting Ghoul for 2,600 gold. All right, guys, so now here we are back on our low value transmog, but it's going to be for Thrall. So we're kind of at halftime here, and so far we actually have not reached our goal yet of 200,000, but Proudmoore has actually done their part with making us at least over 100,000 and a little bit above that to make it a little bit easier on Thrall. So as long as they do their part, we can actually hit our goal of at least 200,000. Don't know though if we can beat the 319,000 from series 1. We'll have to see. Let's go ahead and see how well they did with their first bank tune here, the low value transmog. We've got 41 cells, 45,965 gold. So this is kind of an odd turn of events, not as good as Proudmoore's low value transmog. Typically Thrall is the one that actually does the best with the low value stuff. We've given us better value and a higher amount in sales. So anyway, let's go ahead and see what standouts they have though. They are still above that 1,000 gold average per cell though, and they are over 40,000, so it's still good, But anyway, vine wrap staff here, that's going to be from Iron Docks, 4,400. We also have the Tyrant's leg plates for 1,100. We have the Tanjo staff here for 1,900. Cleft Hoof Mace, really nice sell on this one, over 10,000. Another steel claymore for almost 4,000. And then we have the plans for the hard corium breastplate, or battle plate, sorry, for 1,100. And another, man, I'm kind of shocked to see that we don't have more value with some of these high sales here. The vital tunic sold for 9,700. And this is where it kind of falls apart. We got all these very, very low ones here. And unfortunately, the Nat Pagle book only sold for 755 gold right here. Whereas we had that very nice one over on Proudmoore. But that's kind of how it is sometimes. Sometimes it's higher on one and lower. I mean, we've seen this low on Proudmoore too, and then it be high over here. So it kind of happens. And I see that a lot of these Welling Caverns patterns sold really low as well here. But yeah, still not bad. We're still at our, what we're aiming for here. And we're getting closer to that 200,000. All right, so high value transmog, where Proudmoore kind of dropped the ball a little bit on us there. They did actually make the 10,000 average per sale, but they weren't at 100,000 on just high value alone. Although altogether they did make us over 100,000. Let's hope that Thrall actually did a lot better and at least made us 100,000 and hopefully even more. Let's see. We've got 10 cells, 102,106 gold. So they both were right at that 10,000 average per cell. It's a lot nicer when it's way above that with the high value stuff, because you want to know there's something really exciting in there. And when it's right at that amount, it's usually not the case. It's just going to be about average. Though we did make at least 100,000, so that's good. We got the plans for the thorium shield spike for almost 25,000. We also have the pattern for the Nether Drake gloves for 19,000. Of course, that is going to be from BC. We got the pattern for the Guardian belt for 14,000. We also have the Dragon Rider's harness for 5,700. A really low one here for the Swift Flight bracers. Again, Northern Dire Maw. We also have the Creeper Claw bow here for almost 22,000. That is actually going to be from Iron Docks. We have the Plundered Plate Admiral's hat here for 3,300. That's going to be from Islands, of course. A pattern for the Girdle of Insight. A little bit better on this one from the Northern Dire Maw patterns there. Again, those are just a low value, blue ones. And then we've got the pattern for the Red Lumberjack shirt. So from doing when we did Pit of Saran, 9,500. And then we've got the Ancient Technique Soul Scryer. Only 1,900. That's going to be one of those next patterns. All right, last bank call before we pull our sheet back up. It is going to be our used to be materials, but now it's going to be pets for Thrall. Let's see how well they did. I mean, Proudmoore actually did really well this week. Thrall got 3 cells, 2,166 gold. It is way better than last week though. I mean, that still is more than we made as a whole last week. But still was kind of hoping it to be somewhere near where Proudmoore was. I mean, Proudmoore did really well with these things, making over 18,000. So still, we'll take it. Let's see what we got here. Some really low ones here, but then we got Tinder Pup sold for 1,800 gold. All right, guys, back to our sheet. How did we do for week 28? So we made 261,808 gold with our transmog, and with our materials / pets now we made 20,249 gold. which is really good compared to what we made last week with those pets. We didn't really have any sales. That brings us to a grand total of 282,057 gold. So it is above the 200,000 we aimed for, but it is not above what we made for Series 1 on their week 28. But at least we are already above our goal and way above that 7,558,000 they were at week 28. So we're still, you know, winning in a way, but I still like to see us kind of beat whatever they made that week, right? But sometimes it happens. It's not as high as before, but it is always a good week when we're over 200,000. So we did good. We did good. That now does bring us to a grand total for 28 weeks of doing this series. We've now made 12,059,000. So we went up to another 1 million bracket there. Yeah, 12 million now. And that puts us 2,059,000 gold above our goal. This week we did bring our total for our transmog from the 261,000 up to 10,694,000 now we've made with transmog alone. And with our pets slash materials, we have now made 1,365,000 gold. With our realms here, Thrall didn't make us the most again this week with 150,000 versus 131,000. So not by much, right? Only about 19,000 there. And then that does now bring the total that each realm has made us so far, 5,787,000 for Proudmoore and 6,272,000 from Thrall. So Thrall is killing it. It wasn't like that in the beginning though, and it was the same way. It's just so funny. It was the same way with Series 1. It was like Proudmoore was leading throughout the whole thing, and in the end, Thrall actually ended up making us the most at the end. And again, they did the exact same thing here. So it's just kind of funny how it kind of just repeated itself there. But anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much going to wrap this one up. We'll have to see what Shatter's Halls brings us on Wednesday when we actually have that loot video, and see if that can actually bring us any sales this week coming up. See if we get any of those epic drops from BC, and then we'll have the Mechanar coming in right after that, and we'll see if it can be better than the first time. It really was not good the first time around, and Shattered Halls was actually one of the best ones the first time around. Though we saw with Shadow Labs, it was one of the best ones first time around, but it wasn't that great this time around. So I'm trying to see if maybe this time, you know, Shattered Halls is actually, although I'm hoping it's going to be good, if it's not going to be as good as it was first time, and then Mechanar is just going to surprise us and just be amazing this time, which would be awesome because it's a really fast dungeon to do, one of the fastest ones actually. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap this one up. If you guys did enjoy it, go and smash that big thumbs up. Lets me know that you like it. Also helps out the channel. And do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one or miss that loot video. So that way you can see those items before we post them, right? But anyway, guys, that's going to do it in this one. I hope to see y'all in the next video and live sometime on Twitch. Take care, guys.